Hello dear friends, Fisher here. So today we continue with our beautiful stories, The Power of the Spirit by Alfred Hosp, also known as Freddy in the book. So now we continue with our beautiful letter, a very important message from God directly. And then now we will continue with part 4, or part D. And then in the letter it says, annihilation is the same as disorder. Order is life, and life is God. My children should speak to me, but they should also recognize my activity, even if they often believe that it should be otherwise. Understanding and willing the good, this is what you should always carry in your heart. It is necessary to love and believe in God and in His Son, who is on earth and upon whom you can gaze in your heart. Open up all of your heart and let me in. Have faith and feel and find in the essential nature of my life, my primeval and fundamental being as a creator and Lord of all worlds. So in this, so we continue with the third paragraph of the letter of God. And also basically God continues to say annihilation is destroying, so it's as disorder. So order is life, and then order is God, and life is God. So basically, dear friends, so anything fall into disorder cannot last for long. It's very simple, like any or bodily disease or disorder. So when people in disorder for long, and then they're not going to last for too long. So if the body is in order and in ease, so basically without all the disease and then disorders, and then without all the ailments of bodily afflictions, and then we are healthy and we enjoy our health and life, so we can live for a very, very long time and a very good time. So that's what God has ordained for every human being, is to be healthy. So order is life. If there's no order, there's no life. Disorder is destruction, not only limited to destroying the body, and then as our society is largely in disorder, and then our life is disorder, and then the environment, we have been destroying environments. So the way of our living is a disorder. So we must make a change. And life is God. And why life is God? Because God is life, and God gives all life. And God is everywhere in all living beings, whether that be a tree, or be a stone, or be like a human being, animals. And God is in all. Because God is God creates, and God is the creation. So God is in His creation itself. And then here say my children should speak to me. So basically we should always talk to God. The way to talk to God is not only through prayer. And then when we pray, and we not only need to make a shopping list for God, so God, please bless this and that, please do this and that. So often the best way to pray, the best prayer is silence. So we need to sit there and be quiet and calm with our mind. So empty your mind, so let all the earthly worries, so all the earthly things go, and then sit there quietly and receive God's divine message, receive God's divine energy. So that is the time, and then that is the prayer I always been doing, and then it always worked for me. So basically be silent and receive the message, and listen, always listen. Do not talk too much. It's always God is the one should talk, not us. We should always listen. And then we should always recognize God's activity, what is good, what is bad. So have an understanding and willing the good, and always have good thoughts, talk good words, and do good deeds. And that is eternal. And then we should always carry good in our heart, and towards ourselves, of course, and towards our fellow human beings. And it is necessary to love and believe in God. And then, as what Jesus said in the Bible, in New Testament, so love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, all your strength, and also love your fellow human beings, your brothers and sisters, as yourself. And then here is very important, God pointed out. And then we should also love and believe in God's Son. So who is on earth upon whom you can gaze in your heart? So basically in this case, it's Bruno. So basically the letter saying like, Bruno is on earth, and then upon him, so we can gaze in our heart. So because he's the divine presence of God, so he's transforming all the divine energy from God to us, and also like especially the one who is in a very bad like a situation, a bad health. So like the one who has all sorts of disease, and then they especially needs like God's grace, and then the energy from God being transmitted by Bruno. And then we should always open our hearts and then let God in. So when God's in, and then we should recognize our path, and then we recognize what we should do, and then our behavior. So when God is in and within us, so we cannot do anything bad. And also always have faith, and then the good will always triumph at the end, even though this world is facing so much negative energies now, so much like darkness. But darkness will finally end at some stage. And then the good will win, so human beings will enter a new age. On this planet, we have to enter a new age. We have to be good, otherwise we'll cease to exist. So, and then we should always recognize God is his prime evil, his fundamental being, and as the creator and the Lord of the whole world. And then, of course, these days we're largely in the secular world, and then we don't believe in this and that. So I was born in China, so I grew up like as a communist, and then atheist, and then I came to my faith a while ago. So pay attention to your hearts, dear friends. Pay attention to intuitions, and then do not be influenced by anybody, but follow your pure heart, and you shall find God, and you shall find your salvation. Okay, wish you have a good day, and God bless.